Couple of words. I don't understand Hebrew. I don't speak Hebrew, so I'm sorry. It's gonna be in English. Okay. So my talk is this: operators in Swift. And okay, so operator. What Wikipedia says about it is that it is a language construct that behaves generally like a function, but differs, in certain ways, which is not really clear. Then in Swift, it says that, it's a special like symbol or phrase or like basically something not really clear, either. Like there is no definition of operator. We just know that those are like pluses and minuses and all this stuff that we use to do certain things. So in Swift, we have certain groups of operators which are, and it's pretty much common for like all the languages. It's like assignment, logic math, binary math. There's special overflow when you know that you don't need to do certain things, but you still want to do them. You have overflow math, branch, etc. You have certain types of operators, which is unary, binary, ternary. It's basically like how many symbols, how many parts is in the operator, how many moving pieces. So when you, you do not true, not Boolean condition, those are first type. When you add something, it's your second type, binary. When you do like famous ternary operator, that's your last type. Then you have a prefix, infix, and postfix, and that's the notion of operator being either before the actual subject or in between or after. Then you have the notion of precedence, and that's pretty much the order of the operations that it's executed in. We all know that like if you write like 5 plus 2 multiplied by 7, so multiplication would go first, right? So there is a hierarchy of operators, and then there is associativity, which means that which way the operations would go if you have several operations of the same precedence. Okay? So what is really cool about Swift is that finally we are allowed to overload the operators and to write our own custom operators. For that, you pretty much need to define it. You have to specify all these things that we just spoke about, and you need to implement the function. So like this particular case is pretty much like Objective-C, where you like have your header and implementation. The same thing, you define operator, that's your kind of header, and then you have the function that actually implements it, or if you overload it, you just like implement the new function. And your argument types define what are you actually acting on. So you can have the same operator like plus that acts on numbers or on strings, and just by the argument types you would know which one are you acting upon. Then you just override the operators within the module. It means that you create your own module and you get to implement your operators in it. The last thing, if you do assignment, so like plus equal kind of thing, you have to use in-out parameters that's pretty much like pointer, like double pointer in Objective-C, if someone remembers that, whatever. So a couple of guidelines when you do this kind of things, it's a bit dangerous because it doesn't really fall into modularity that Swift is so proud of. So you have to follow certain guidelines. You have to be clear. You don't want to use like confusing symbols. You want to be simple. You don't want something that like someone needs a special keyboard to type, and you want to use existent kind of examples to to follow it so people would know, just they could have guessed what your operator is doing. And you need to think about order of execution, so you just need to consider the natural order of things. So a little demo of this whole story. You cannot really see it. Okay. Oh, it's tiny. It's very tiny. I didn't expect that.
Trying to change the font.
Yeah, I'm trying to change the. Oh shit! Just bear with me. It's hard. It's really hard. Okay. So this must be better. No, the whole point of the playground is that you can see the stuff as it executes, and like here you cannot see it. So it's kind of like.
Your size window.
That's the minimum size that it can go. So it's like it must be really small. Huh? It doesn't go any smaller. Okay, I will have to move the window as I go through the code. Okay, that's gonna be fun. So, okay, I created this little like project just to play with it a bit. Those are custom operators that don't act on strings or numbers, they act on images, okay? So the first thing is we have a couple of images. Oh shit, it's gonna be so challenging. The first one is the image of this guy. It's, you know, the guy. This is the image of, you know, the thing. And then we have this operator that is, it looks like multiplication, right? So what is it actually doing is it takes both images, it actually, you know, multiplies them and outputs the result, right? The same thing can be with minus, which is like if someone knows like subtraction in the Photoshop, that's what it's doing, okay?
But how does it know to decrease the Swift image alpha?
It doesn't decrease the alpha, it's just like subtraction is like a simple algorithm that you do on the image, when you process the image. It's like basically you have 2 pixels at every given point, and it's like a simple math operation that you do with both pixels to get the result. So there is no alpha decrease, like, you know, alpha is not being decreased per se. It's just the algorithm. So, for example, with multiplication, you would like really multiply the pixels and then like, yeah.
So is it the operator of the UA image?
Okay, so we'll yeah, okay. So let me just show you what's happening here in reality. You know what? Let me just finish with this thing. Like I have like a couple more things to go. So, or do I? Yes, I do. Okay, such a nightmare. Okay, so as I said, you can implement minus or minus equal. You have to take care of that especially. So here, for example, this guy, it's the same subtraction, but it's like with equal, so it assigns back. Then you have this guy. It looks like absolute value, and I call it disiteration. So basically what it does, it takes the image and then removes all the color information from it. And then 2 things, and you get to guess what it's actually doing. Do you see the square root thing? Like, what does it guess? What does it do with Chris?
Make it smaller.
Almost. It finds the face and it puts the cat smile on top. And then there is another operator which acts the same on Tim Cook, and it's like, yeah, that's why it's cool, because you get to do this kind of things. Okay, now to actual implementation details. Again, I'm really sorry you cannot see it that well, I guess. But basically,
The font is
too big.
okay.
I can decrease it? Okay.
Yeah.
People with good eyesight say that I can decrease the font.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. Oh, okay.
Much good.
Awesome. Okay, so again, like here, for example, shit, I just saw my smile, that's embarrassing. So here, multiplication, okay? I defined this operator because it didn't exist before, so like there was no such thing, okay? And then I define a function, okay? And here I specify the parameters. I say left part is going to be image, and the right part is going to be image, and the output is going to be image. That's it. And then I wrote my special function that actually does multiplication. So dot multiply is an extension that I added on top of UI image to answer your question. Pretty much the same logic goes everywhere. Here is the in-out when you do a combination of operator and equals. So with this iteration, when I had this absolute things, this is a bit of a trick. It's like I cheated it a bit because the first bar does the trick because it's prefix. So not because it's prefix. Like the first bar does the distillation. The last bar is there just for synthetic sugar. It's just so it would look nice. Okay, although probably it doesn't look nice. Anyway, so here's the thing. Like I just like wrote my function that finds the face on the picture and puts the smiley instead of the face, and that's about it. Like that's all it does.